I've been seeing videos titled "Why Toonami Ratings Are Declining" and other similar videos popping up recently. The thing is, just from watching them, I haven't picked up on any research into the matter. You click on the video and it's all like, yo, so there's this channel called Toonami, and its ratings are kind of low as of late, so yeah, it's dying. You hop over to Reddit, and the thread commenters are all like, you know, if those dumb bolts would just change the order of the shows and cut most of the Dragon Ball slots, they would be doing fine. Which leads me to believe that the people bringing attention to this topic don't actually know what is going on. Hell, I am starting to doubt that they even know how broadcasting works in the simplest, casual sense of the term. For you, gentle viewer, I have but one disclaimer. I will be discussing Toonami's existence over the years and eventually conclude with what I believe to be the most sensible conclusion as to why the time block isn't performing well. This may seem obvious to you, in which case, congratulations. Too bad the other people making videos aren't you. If they were, perhaps this video wouldn't exist. If you don't know what's going on, prepare to be unstupefied. Let's peek at the numbers that got people talking about the end of Toonami in the first place. It's 2016, and you're Toonami. Ratings are fairly good right now. Your first two broadcast slots are receiving high ratings, your third generally receives high ratings, and the other shows are garnering at least 50% of those early ratings at their worst. Nothing record-breaking, but it maintains a quiet existence. After all, anime is still niche over here in the USA when compared to other animated shows. Just compare the average ratings from Toonami during 2016 with the averages from animated shows on Cartoon Network. Even the bad ones had higher views by Toonami's standards. Now, if you look at 2017's numbers, this is where some people start to freak out. The thing is, they may be looking at the wrong numbers. Take this table shared on Reddit as an example. Now, keep in mind that these numbers may not be incorrect, just easily misunderstood. Hundreds or just above 1,000 views? That seems terribly low. And they would be, if they were true. It is more likely that each of these is short 3 zeros on the butt end. You know, like the numbers from this table. They are somewhat down from the numbers of 2016. What is important to note about 2017's numbers is they are very similar to 2016 overall. To put it simply, more people are going to be awake around midnight than around 3 in the morning. As a result, no matter how popular a show is, it will accumulate less viewers than early slots. This is true for all broadcast slots containing these time blocks. Heck, it's probably why Adult Swim brought back Toonami during that slot, so that they could keep the more lucrative slots to themselves. Why point this out? Well, Reddit posters and various commenters on the topic argue about the order in which the shows appear and what shows are airing. For example, many argued that there are too many slots occupied by Dragon Ball and that nobody is interested in a rerun of Samurai Jack. Viewers want a new show instead. While this isn't easy to argue since poorer performing shows occur later in the night and thus have less available viewers to rope in, it isn't impossible. Take this broadcast lineup. Yup, it's all Samurai Jack. Yes. Oh yeah, that's rich. Alright, I think I finally have a conclusion to share. It follows the exact same trend as the last ones. The later you go into the night, the less people that are available to watch. It doesn't matter how popular the show is, this happens. This also gives you a pseudo stat reference for projecting what kind of views a show would accumulate if it was offered during an earlier slot. You know, to a point. Assuming a large quantity of viewers didn't stay up solely to binge watch Samurai Jack reruns. Case in point, Toonami's numbers have dipped a bit between 2016 to the current 2017, but it isn't anything drastic. But work on, you may be saying. The title is Why Toonami's Ratings Are Declining. The Truth. Was that all just clickbait? To which I respond, silly viewer, check the timestamp, we ain't done here. The shows available on Toonami may be less popular than previous lineups, but again, viewership hasn't dropped by an alarming amount. Toonami will be fine for a while if it maintains these numbers. The thing is, the order in which Toonami presents its broadcasts, the show it has lined up, and its less than ideal time slot are not the only worries for Toonami. You see, back in 1997, when Toonami was new, it was rare to see Japanese animated shows shown on USA broadcasting channels. Those that were had a tendency to be targeted towards children. Toonami focuses on action shows targeting tweens, like 10 through 15 years old. Its only real competition was Nickelodeon and Disney. Fast forward to 2017 and look at the competition. Crunchyroll, Funimation, Anime Strike, Amazon, Netflix, and illegally streamed content are all widespread. Crunchyroll has a commanding lead in popularity over Toonami, and it is easy to see why. Crunchyroll has access to a wide variety of shows that are simulcast from Japan. You get to see the episodes soon after they finish airing in Japan, with subtitles. Funimation also sustains more popularity than Toonami, and they share rights access to shows with Crunchyroll, but they post content English dubbed. Toonami cannot compete with the variety of shows due to the limited time blocks, or the speed of uploads for their content. Funimation and Crunchyroll have their shows online, ready to be streamed. You have to wait for a time block to come around to see it broadcast. It is a huge reason why YouTube and Netflix took off while TV broadcasting is slowly weathering away. Cartoon Network canceled Toonami during 2008. The web explosion did not treat it well, as access to shows, legal or not, became much easier. Look over this graph, as Funimation focuses more on its website and Crunchyroll comes into existence. Their ratings go up while Toonami's drop. This isn't a coincidence. People are transitioning over to a new, widely preferred, medium of consumption. Watch what happens when I add Netflix to the chart. Holy ice cracker on a skinny pole! That is that giant Crunchyroll curve from the last graphic. Now, obviously Netflix going online helped its business grow, but Netflix isn't just anime. With its high traffic, however, it has a decent platform for bringing in new viewers. If only they would simulcast the releases. You know what's odd? April 2006 to January 30th, 2009, Toonami had an online streaming service called Toonami Jetstream. They had a few exclusive shows on the website that had new episodes released weekly, as well as reruns. They could have been Crunchyroll before they came on the market. While copyright holdings had potential to keep the Toonami Jetstream name, the service could have easily renamed and expanded to cover more shows. If they started localizing series as subs and dubs, they could have had a real powerhouse by 2017. Instead, it seems the staff of Toonami are convinced that broadcasting is the way to go. I don't know how long Toonami will stay afloat. It introduced me to some of the shows I would have never checked out otherwise, and I'm thankful for that. You had a good run, Toonami. Thanks for the memories. That's it from me. I will have more videos out later this week. Until then, stay cool, my noobs.